earlier this year. And to not give away too much and give too many spoilers, it features the main character, Rufus. Rufus is a washed up wannabe rock star. And when you first encounter him, he's in a dive bar in Denver. And there's a lot of little rock and roll kind of jokes. Like when you see him playing here with the sunglasses, with the guitar, he kind of looks like a beat up Roy Orbison. When he goes to the bar, he orders one scotch, one bourbon, and one beer, which is a song that George Thorogood covered late 70s or early 80s. I think late 70s. And without giving away too much, in his mind, he looks back on his life and he thinks that the one cassette that his band recorded, the one release, that he never saw any royalties. So he's going to drive all the way to the Northeast and go to the headquarters of this label and claim back the royalties he's owed and use that money to turn his life around. So you have the whole idea of the road trip. And during this road trip, he thinks of his past. He thinks about his current situation. He's basically got no money, so he's sleeping in Walmart parking lots because he can't afford a hotel. And then about a third of the way through, he stops off in the desert and he's looking for peyote. And he's on a Native American reservation, doesn't realize it, and he tells them looking for peyote. So they actually give him some, and he goes to get high in this cave. And it reminds me a little bit of that Johnny Cash story, because in real life, when Johnny Cash was battling addiction in the 60s, he actually said that he went into a cave and he was going to just let himself die. He wasn't going to kill himself. He was just going to lay there and just die. And he said that in that cave, he felt the spirits of the buried Indians. And he said he felt renewed purpose, and that's when he started getting clean. But here he's getting high on peyote, and all of a sudden you see this little like devil from like almost like a ghost from Christmas past, this little devil, and this devil's telling him about his past and all the things, all the promise he had, and the girlfriend he had that he messed up, and all the failures he had. And so after this weird trip that you don't know if it's really real, if it's just the drugs, he gets renewed vigor, and he's going to drive to the Northeast and he's going to get his money. So he travels and he meets some people along the way. I'm not going to give away too much. You can see the art is very consistent with like Fante Bukowski type of art or Maple Terrace. But the book isn't a comedy. Like Fante Bukowski is a comedy with some serious elements to it. This is more the tone I would say would be like As a Cartoonist, which is not depressing, but it's more serious with a few jokes thrown in here. But really at its heart, in my opinion, this book is a morality play, because Rufus and other characters are going to act in this book in ways that are true to their nature. Even if it messes them up, they're going to do what they're going to do because that's the way they do them. It's that scorpion and the frog thing. It's an interesting book. It's not a comedy. Like I said, the funny parts are really funny, but it's more like a drama with comedic elements. I liked it. I was expecting more of a comedy or more funniness, but then I actually went through the book again, and then when I looked at it without any preconceived notions, I realized this is actually a really good book. It just wasn't what I expected, but I think the morality play and the it's not even commentary. It's just the display of the complexity of human behavior is very subtle, but it's there. And I thought that was a pretty interesting work, and it was different than what Noah does. Noah does either does a lot of either autobio or straight ahead comedy. This is more serious work with some comedic elements, and it really talks about examining your life and the choices you make and what kind of choices you're going to make when you have chances to improve your life, those sorts of things. So to me, it's a more complex work, more nuanced work. It's not going to give you all the answers, but there's enough there to come up with a conclusion, if that makes sense. So it's a good book, but again, if you're expecting Fante Bukowski, you're not getting Fante Bukowski. This is Rufus. I enjoyed it. I am a huge Noah Van Sciver fan. I think he's probably the best working cartoonist in America. He's always coming out with work. There's always something new. I really enjoy this. This book is really lovely. The end papers are great. Here and here. Nice hardcover. Just a really nice physical package. I love the leopard print design, that rock and roll leopard print that you would see like in the 80s. Guys would wear like, skin tight pants with this stuff. I love this homage of like him with the angel wings and then like these ram's horns, and he's doing this is like the classic like Lucifer pose with the hand signal like this, or the Satanist pose. And so I kind of like he's doing that. Got a guitar, which is really 80s, and then he's got angel's wings, and he's got these like horns, but they're not devil's horns, but they're like ram's horns or like a bison or something. So it's an interesting book. I would definitely recommend it, but like I said, to me, it's like a different type of work that Noah did, and I think he was trying to do something different, and I think he succeeded. Thanks.